Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
This is another show I don't have to do anything. This is our third show of the day.
Third show of the day.
And we got 3 bottles of mead.
We do.
And we have a mead maker here. And we're going to do an experiment, right?
Well, a kind of a sensory panel, a sensory tasting panel.
Okay.
So here's the backstory, quickly. I was making, gentlemen.
Checking my backstory.
So anyway, I was making some meads and beers a few weeks ago, and I ended up with a couple of gallons of extra water. It was really good water.
Oh.
And like I bought some water. And so I was like, I don't want to throw this away, and I couldn't drink it all like in one day. So I just happened to have
Water doesn't go bad.
Well, but it kind of does, because I needed the fermenter.
Oh,
I actually bought the 3-gallon thing of water so I could get the fermenter.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to use the water.
Oh,
so
right.
I just happened to have a 3-pound unopened container of nice honey. Just happened to have it.
There you go.
So I thought, I'll make a batch of mead with it. So I did. It turned out to be a 2-gallon batch by accident. I didn't know how much water I had, but I had enough to make a 2-gallon batch. So it's 2 gallons of filtered water with 3 pounds of honey and a packet of EC118, commonly known as champagne yeast. Most people call it that. And a teaspoon of DAP, diammonium phosphate.
Yeast nutrient.
Because that's what I had on hand. And so the original gravity was 1053. The final gravity is 1.0.
Oh, so fairly low gravity.
7%.
Yeah.
And so I let it ferment, let it clear, treated it with K-meta or potassium metabisulfite and potassium sorbate. I don't think I fined it at all. This is how nature did it.
Wow.
Let it settle. As soon as it was cleared out, and I was happy with it being clear, and I knew that it had reached terminal gravity, that's when I treated it. Then I let it clear. And then I thought, what am I going to do with this besides just drink it? And I thought, well, what can I come up with? So what I came up with was this. I've always been curious about the difference between the mead as is with some back sweetening and some back sweetening plus glycerine.
Oh.
And so wine glycerine, I wish I had brought those containers with me, but Imagine. So glycerine is used to add body to wine.
And not necessarily flavor, right?
No, it won't add any flavor at all. Though if you get carried away, it'll make it taste slick.
Ooh.
Which is not good. I mean, you can overdo it that fast. And I used wine conditioner, which is an inverted syrup with some sorbate in it.
Ah.
And I like using that. It is a commercial product. I do like using it because it doesn't change the flavor of the product at all. So if you, in this case, a mead, but it could be a wine, that you want to bring the sweetness up a little bit, but you really don't want to add any other flavor to it, even a good flavor, even honey. I mean, you just want to bring that sweetness up. Plus, it does have some preservative qualities because there is some potassium sorbate in there, though I don't know how much.
So this is a mead backsweetening experiment.
Yes. So what we have is, what I did is I bottled this in thirds. So I bottled a third, this will represent the first third. That hasn't been, nothing's been done with it. It's just mead. It's just honey, water, yeast.
Mead.
That's it. This one has, into the remainder 2/3, it has 2 ounces of wine conditioner.
That's
That's the sweetening.
With the
sorbate.
Sorbate.
This one has the wine conditioning addition plus a 1/2 ounce of glycerine.
Oh.
So the idea here is to see the difference between the 3, to see if which one do we like the best, of course, and just kind of a sensory panel. And I've always kind of wanted to do something like this and never have. And so I've always done a whole batch with some glycerin, or a whole batch with back sweetening, or a whole batch and left it alone. I've never done anything. I wouldn't call this scientific because I don't have it down to the milliliter, but at least we can get a sense of what each one of these brings to the party.
Well, they used to call them taste panels, but you're using more than your taste buds. You're using your eyes, and my eyes detect that the unadulterated mead is brighter.
It is a little
It's
bit.
clearer.
Yeah.
These are a teeny bit more
Mm-hmm.
opaque. Not a whole lot. And maybe if they were by themselves, you wouldn't think that they were cloudy at all. But next
compared to, yeah.
next to each other, even the bottles are the same size.
Yeah.
You know, this one is a little tricky because it's a bigger bottle. But even the bottles that are the same size, this one is just a little bit more not cloudy, but
Well, it is a little
blurry.
bit.
It's a little bit.
And actually, this full fifth has a little bit of schmutz in the bottom, a little bit
Yeah.
of lees, which is surprising to me since neither of the other two do. But be that as it may, that's just how it worked out. And I'm not sure why I grabbed a full fifth on this one, but I did, and that's what I ended up with. So
May have been your bottle availability.
yeah.
Well, shall we?
Yeah,
You
let's just-
pour the base mead. I'll pour. This is number 3.
Number 3.
Ooh, that's a healthy pour. But this is like beer
Oh,
strength.
it's only 7%.
Yeah.
So we can drink this whole fifth. Or maybe not. But I am curious to see. I hope it's good because I don't think I've tasted any of this other than that bottling, which I'm sure I haven't. So we'll kind of get a sense of it.
It's less apparent, you know, the difference in, and again, we've kind of reversed it because I don't have 6
Right.
glasses of the same size, but it's the difference in the appearance is less apparent in the glass. So cheers.
Yeah, sure. So this is you have number 1?
Number 1.
Number 1. So this is number 1.
Ooh,
So
tastes kind of like a white wine. I don't
little
know much
color.
about wine, but it
Nope.
tastes like a white wine.
it's got a little white wine going on there. It's a little thin because it's only 7%.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish it had a little bit more backbone, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's nice and clean. I don't taste anything, off or
No, there's
weird
no
in it.
defects. It is a little. It's a bit thin. It wants something.
It wants something.
It's
It's
a little
not unpleasant, but
it-
there's nothing going on here.
It needs some, maybe acidity. Maybe just
Actually, yes.
acidity would help It's kind of flat.
Yeah, I
There's
agree.
just not much. It's well made, but it's really, really hard on a low gravity mead not to come out like this.
I agree. And yes. And now I kind of wish I would have added a touch of acid to it.
I mean, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not.
It's okay.
It's not slowing me down.
No, I mean, I'll certainly drink it. And
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so that's
Just not great.
Yeah, just not great. But it's okay.
Okay, now this is the one.
This has been back sweetened with a judicious amount. No scientific calculation. I just chose 2 ounces
Of the wine,
of wine conditioner. Cheers.
I use a little wine conditioner, which may explain a lot. Oh,
Much better.
much better.
A lot better.
It tastes like a mead now.
Yeah.
There
A lot better.
wasn't a lot of honey character in there. First,
Yep.
that's interesting.
Yep.
That something that adds no flavor of its own could magnify
Yep.
the flavor, the honey
Yep,
characteristic.
it definitely did.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I would have, if you had not told me, I would have thought that you had back sweetened with honey.
Nope.
And I'm assuming I'm assuming that wine conditioner is cheaper than honey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I'm not
That may be
sure
a-
by the ounce, but you just buy a packet, a little. I don't know how big the little pouch is, but it's like $10. It's not very much.
that is much better.
It's a lot better.
Like I say, it tastes like honey. It tastes
Wow.
the honey character. That first one is just kind of flat and kind of tastes like a really mild wine.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Kinda like
It's
a-
nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing right with it.
Kind
you
of
know?
like a $7 bottle of Pinot Grigio, which if you're a wine person, you know what I mean. It's like kissing your sister. Nothing going on there.
Don't Google that.
Don't Google that. Yeah.
Or do, I don't know.
Yeah, or do. Okay, that's very tasty.
That's good.
Okay, now this one has the wine conditioner and a touch of glycerine, which should add body.
Right.
I hope.
But theoretically, no flavor.
Theoretically, no flavor. Hopefully, I didn't put in so much. If you can tell it's in there, there's too much. I like number 2 the best.
Yeah.
That's not bad, but it seems like this took away some flavor.
Yeah, it's less meaty.
I agree.
Yeah, there's less. The body.
That's crazy.
The body is better than the first one, but the flavor is not as enhanced as that second one. It's like the glycerin has dulled.
Yeah.
Those the flavor.
How interesting.
It's not still. It's
Again,
not bad.
there's nothing wrong with it. I'll certainly. I mean, I've got a few bottles of each of these at the house, and I'll definitely drink them over the course of the winter. But
And these have been out of the refrigerator for an hour and 40 minutes.
that is really interesting.
So I think
I don't know-
you wasted your money by adding the, by adding the glycerin in there.
Well, I'll tincture that up. I'll add a little hawthorn berry to that.
Not recommended.
No.
Wow, that's
So as
now,
usual,
obviously, we're not Brillosophy. This is not a triangle test.
no, there's no blind anything here.
But I would think that I could pick the middle one out
Definitely.
from the others. It is dramatically different and good.
And luckily,
it's a bigger bottle.
we made the biggest bottle out of the best one.
Wow.
I've got good instincts, if nothing else.
Yeah. Wow. Now people are going to say, "Well, it was the bigger bottle that influenced." No, I don't think so.
And these have only been in the bottle about 3 weeks, maybe, if that. I mean, I moved this guy along as fast as I could. I mean, the instant that stuff dropped bright, I bottled it.
But I don't think time in this instance, third show of the day.
Yeah.
I don't think that time would be a big factor in
No,
this.
I don't either. It's not big enough. There's not enough going on. It's just like it's like a nice little beer. You just once it's clear, you bottle it, you drink it. Wow, I am kind of blown away. I'm very surprised at the difference between these three. I was expecting.
It's
don't know
not
what.
day and night, but it's noticeably better. This second one is noticeably better.
I couldn't agree more. That is just amazing to me.
It just magnified the honey character, and I would have thought that the honey would be the most in the. You got the right one.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got the right ones. Yeah, I got them right. Make sure I didn't get them mixed up.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I got to throw away all that glycerin now.
News you can use. No, that was excellent. That was a really good experiment.
That was a good little, yeah. Now I know.
Now you know. It'd be
Now I'm going to go back and do this and use honey.
Oh,
Just to,
yeah.
now I'm kind of like intrigued, like, okay, so now one reason why I like using the wine conditioner, especially if I kind of want to move it along pretty quickly, is that the wine conditioner also doesn't change the color, at least in theory. In other words, it's just really an inverted syrup.
It changed the clarity a little bit.
Yeah, but it doesn't dramatically affect the end product.
Right. Wow.
So there you go.
Yeah. So try this at home.
Yeah.
If you repeat the experiment, or if you've done something similar, drop us a line or leave a comment on the on the video.
Or I'm in the north, so send me a raven.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming. Or an owl. You can send an owl too.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Excellent experiment. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome, James.
Cheers. I'm gonna
Drink the middle one.
I'm gonna toast you the middle one.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer.
As we say in Germany, ich bin fertig.
Me too. Must be the kraut.
Must be the crowd.
What's that mean?
I'm ready.
Oh. Estoy listo. in Spanish.
Spanish?
Ich bin.
Ich bin fertig. Fertig. I think that's right. My high school German.
They were just teaching you wrong things to say. Like you
Well-
go over to Germany and all of a sudden you're telling people things.
Actually,